Yeah, we're going to start there. That's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted right here. Yeah. What is that, bro? Be cool. Yo, what it do? What it do? What's good? What's good? Say no more. How you guys doing? Got a lot to talk about today. How you guys doing? Okay, audio sounds good. Audio sounds good. Okay. Yo, let me know. Can you guys hear me okay? Everybody can hear me? Yo, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat real quick. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Yes, sir. I'm going to let everybody get. All right, what up, Big J4X? What up, bro? Yeah, tonight I'm about to go over the top ranking transfer portal classes in the Big 12 where we rank, because like I tell everybody all the time, we're not the only teams getting better. So I'm gonna let the chat fill up a little bit more. But for those who's here, how y'all doing today? How was everything, bro? Did y'all get a chance to catch up on some news? You know, some signings we got today. Simeon Price hit the portal. Can you guys see my shared screen too? Omarion Miller, Arizona State. Seton is looking like Miami's gonna be the landing spot for him. Yeah, it's looking like he's gonna get to Miami for sure. Can you see my shared screen on here though? Can you see what I'm looking at? Like the Texas Tech, Indiana Hoosiers, all that's coming through. Let me know some. For sure, for sure. So, get a couple hundreds in there. So yeah, just starting off here. You feel me? Texas Tech got the top ranking portal in the entire college football, bro. And they're in the Big 12. So, and after that, it's Houston. We didn't play Texas Tech last year, but I do believe we're on the schedule to play Texas Tech this year. And they added a lot of 4 stars, a lot of 5 stars. Colorado will be taking on Houston and Texas Tech next year. That's going to be tough, but I ain't gonna lie, their portal got really better. Let me bring this screen down for you. So yeah, Colorado is also behind their conference opponents, the West Virginia Mountaineers and the BYU Cougars. So BYU got that money. Texas Tech got that money to get them high-powered recruits, bro. So a lot of the times we are a little handicapped with as far as our collective and our funding, and it doesn't help with last year how we spent that cheese. So it has the boosters a little bit, you know, they're a little bit more tight on how we spend that money. So yeah, Boo Carter is our top incoming transfer portal. He's a 4-star. I think he's the highest ranking transfer portal we have right now. Out of the other 30 transfers Coach Prime has coming in, 29 of them are 3-stars. So if you remember what I was talking about, this is really the Kurt Signetti approach. We're going with 3 stars, FCS, proven production. So out of the 30 transfer, Coach Deion Prime got 29 of them are 3-stars. So the Kirk Signetti, the Indiana approach, which is what we have to do to rebuild and, try to get some of that collective money because, they've been a little stingy with it this year after last year. I don't blame them because we spent some cheese and we didn't get back nearly the bang for our buck. So the top outgoing transfers, as we know, everybody heard the news, Jordan Seaton. He hit the portal. Many reasons as to why, he hasn't really came out and said anything and gave us a real explanation. So it kind of leaves a lot of, BYU is underrated, Big Fo, for sure. And they got, I know, Ryder Lyons. I don't know if you know the quarterback, Ryder Lyons. He's committed there. So they got a 5-star freshman quarterback coming in. He has to spend a year to go do like the Mormon stuff they have to do, I believe, that mission. And then he's going, he nice. He's going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12 when he gets there. So, Jordan Seaton hit the portal. Where you guys think Seaton's going to land? I think Miami right now. I think it's either Miami or I don't think he'll go inside the Big 12. He ain't going to do us that shady. If he go inside the Big 12, that's crazy. I ain't even going to lie to you. I think Seaton probably goes Miami, USC, UCLA, Texas. I seen him on the Coach Prime's history of the portal. So Coach Prime has owned the portal, especially when he came over from Jackson State with 2 of the highest recruits we've seen. Let me get this together real quick. Yeah, he's always been aggressive in the portal, taking over as the coach in 2023. He brought over Travis, Heisman Trophy winner, Shador. He should have been a first-round pick last year. He got did dirty. But 2 of the most famous Colorado transfers. So Coach Prime has always been the headline of the portal. So in 2025, this ain't really nothing new at this point. He's always, when he brought his Louis luggage in 2023 to Colorado, that's when this all started. The NIL, he flipped Boulder, bro. So, Coach Prime is the reason why we all been tuning in to watch Colorado. Before Coach Prime got to Colorado, none of us, I can speak for myself. There are some Colorado Buffalo fans in here, my bad. I was not tapped into Colorado like that, just keeping it all the way real. I came on the Coach Prime Deion Sanders hype train, bro. So, that's a fact. Let me see here. Colorado depth chart. All right, let me share a different screen with you guys real quick. Hold on. What's good? Let me get some of these BYU. We got 10 people in here. I appreciate you guys. You guys can hit the like button so we can get some more people in here. I appreciate it. If not, it's all good. Say no more. I've been responding to comments all night. People have been getting at me crazy. I'm weak, but it is what it is. Let's see. Boom. Let's go here. All right. So we're going to go over the 2026. We got 2 more days left in the portal. I do think we got a huge running back commitment coming in. But the 2026, we got 35 transfer commits, and we got some people that are, on the verge of committing. So right now, I'm just going to do a brief run through this. Tonight, we're going to talk about the transfer portal, how you guys think we did. Same I came to because of Prime, homie, for sure. That's a lot of us, They lucky we showed up in Boulder because them TV ratings been out the roof. Excuse me. So we got quarterback Isaac Wilson from Utah. He's the younger brother of the quarterback in the NFL. He, his career has been cool, but 6 foot, 210 pounds, he comes over. So that's our backup right now. So I didn't see Isaac Wilson on the field last year versus Utah. So, I don't know how much playing experience. He added 47 yards on the ground. Let me see. He got 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns coming over from. Oh, okay. That must be his high school stats. Okay, cool. All right. So let's get into something. We all know Damian Henderson's coming over with Brendan Marion, 6'2", 210-pound Henderson, rushed for 565 yards, 5 touchdowns, 91 carries. Another guy averaging a high 6.1 yards per carry. He spent 2023 and 2024 at Colorado State. I didn't know that when he appeared in 5 games, he rushed for 91 yards. And then, Brendan Marion went and recruited him. And then now he's bringing that go-go offense to Boulder. And he's originally from Compton. So, he's going to bring that West Coast style running back. Jaquil Smith, another transfer coming in from Sacramento State, 5'11", 171 pounds, rushed for 565 yards. So Simeon Price hit the portal. So that leaves room for these guys. But something tells me there's another incoming transfer that probably going to get here tomorrow or at the latest Friday. you guys seen those movies, like the transfer portal can go into like the last 5 minutes before the portal ends and then somebody commits. So DeAndre Moore Jr., if you guys haven't checked out that video I just dropped on DeAndre Moore Jr. earlier, I think he is a starter with proven production coming from a Power 4 conference. So DeAndre Moore is going to be a very good security blanket for Julian Lewis. And especially in the go-go offense when you're going to have to block, another West Coast guy out of St. Bosco, out of LA. So I think for him, he had 2 seasons at Texas, but Texas have had some first round wide receivers in the NFL. So I think now he sees the opportunity with Omarion Miller leaving. He's looking at Colorado like, I can come here and I could be the guy. I can get 1,000 yards. He's looking at what Omarion Miller did. So last thing was said. The Iowa incoming in. Come on. Yeah, what's up, Big Baby 09? Was good? Yeah, I hope so. Let's get it. So this will be on the outside. I like him and Joseph Williams on the outside. Danny Scudero, I think even with Joseph Williams, he's the top leading receiver coming back, but leadership-wise, Coach Prime looks at leadership. He missed the whole game, so he got suspended. I'm pretty sure he cleaned, I'm not saying, but Coach Prime's looking for somebody who's going to come in here and it's a competition. So he looks at everything like Trav, like Trav was the clear number 1. And then from there, you kind of distribute those targets. So for me, I think Moore is coming for that number 1. He wants to be that 1,000-yard receiver. And then after this season, if all goes well, he's going to probably try to get into that NFL draft. Right now, I want to say he has a draft grade, but Danny Scudero probably has the most production we have on the roster right now. 5'9", 174 pounds, earned second team All-American honors. 88 catches for 1,200 yards, bro, and 10 touchdowns at San Jose State. That's production. Reminds me a lot of Jimmy Horn Jr. So if you're looking at somebody, this is similar production to what Jimmy Horn Jr. had. I mean, my bad, LeJontay Wester when he came over from FAU or FIU. So look for Scudero to be competing for a starter immediate too. Cam Perry, we already know he's probably the most exciting receiver I've seen on tape. 5'9", 168 pounds and plays like he's 6'5". So Cam Perry is definitely one of the highest rated receivers I've seen. Yes, sir. How everybody doing today though? We got 12 people in here. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody. Who is that on the screen? That's crazy. No way. He gotta go. Man. No way. Yeah, we can stop that right there. Ernest Campbell's probably the fastest receiver we have on the team, hands down. Ran track at Texas A&M. He's like an early 10 to use. Yeah, right there. You see 10-2 and 100-meter dash. That's blazing, bro. And I thought Jimmy Horn Jr. is fast. So Ernest Campbell and DeKalon Trailer Trackhawk is probably the fastest players we have on the team right now. But what I was gonna do with you guys real quick. Hold on. I wanted to go over what's going on with Jordan Seaton real quick. Give me a second. So I could share this with y'all real quick. So I'm going to play this video and then I put this out December 31st. So everything about this video was what I seen was going on before the transfer portal was even open. And then I'm a big supporter of Jordan Seaton, bro. I think he's a dog. And I just know his situation. Even coming out of high school, he's a 5-star recruit that has NFL. He's like a 3 and done like Travis Hunter. And then Travis Hunter went through the same situation. That first year he came over to Colorado, he did get hurt, but they finished 4-8, but he ended up staying with Coach Prime. He didn't hit the portal. I feel like for whatever reason, Travis stayed, Jordan left. So that's for us Bucks fan. That's a good measuring stick right there. Like, why did Travis stay and why did Jordan leave? They both kind of got a similar first round trajectory. I'm gonna leave that up for our interpretation, but this is kind of what I was talking about with Jordan Seaton on before the portal even opened. Massive record-breaking NIL offers right now. We're talking big money from the other Power 4 giants. And if Coach Prime Deion Sanders could not keep him on the roster, this out on the 31st. This is officially a catastrophic failure and a domino effect. This is not just another transfer. Retention is the single highest portal in Colorado history. In this video, I got to break down what it means for the Buffs Nation and Prime Deion Sanders.
And if you thought the Colorado portal transfer drama was over, if you thought the roster
the
was
drama
set,
just began.
you're wrong,
like
because the biggest fight of the entire offseason is happening right now behind closed doors. Let's be clear. Jordan Seaton is not just an offensive lineman. He is our anchor. He is the only true blue chip game-changing talent this team has up front. You watched last season as our quarterback.
So what I meant by that is basically like Jordan Seaton is our highest rated. He was our highest rated NFL prospect on the roster. So I said that thinking about other 5 stars who wanted to commit out of here, who seen that Colorado is putting talent into the NFL. So this season, you guys leave in the chat, who do you called it, homie? Yeah, right on A1 Sports Tube. Like, who do you see going to the NFL on this roster? And if 2024, we had 4 players get drafted and we had 7 sign together. But Jordan Seaton just seen, bro, drop in the chat who you think is going to get drafted this year. Say no more. Say no more. Nobody is getting drafted. We might have some camp invites, but you got to think about that when you're thinking about your future. I was thinking about that. This is all things
we're dealing with a lot of pressure, and this is what Julian Lewis was able to do without Jordan Seaton on the field. Seaton has the promised solution, the 5-star fix for the entire foundation of the program. Whether or not another school can lure him away with that NIL money, we got to talk about it. Say no more.
And that's Welcome exactly back what to Say No More
Media. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and check out my right before the season. We're getting reports of rival Power 4 schools that have been targeting Colorado's top offensive linemen all year, coming at him with NIL deals that are fundamentally impossible to turn down. This is not just a small bidding war. This is the attempt to gut the Buffs' heart right before.
Let me leave it right there. So exactly what I said. Schools were coming at Seaton with the bag, bro. And it kind of seemed like I was getting some pushback about that, but it's the truth. Like, you got to understand, when Seaton and McKinney shut it down, I was like, boom, the writing's on the wall right there, bro. Like, they gone. That might have been the last time we seen them in a Colorado uniform. So the writing was on the wall, and I wasn't being crazy when I was talking about this, bro. Like, Seaton, I seen it
before the season even starts. And for Julian Lewis, who's already committed,
I miss these days, bro.
Jordan Seaton to the left side, his blind protection for Julian Lewis is the main focus for Coach Prime Deion Sanders. Which brings me to the Coach Prime, the man himself. This is the ultimate defining test for Deion Sanders' philosophy in Boulder. He convinced Jordan Seaton at IMG Academy, the 5-star top recruit, to come here to fix the biggest problem. And he did that in his first season, experiencing success, experiencing the Alamo Bowl, experiencing watching a Heisman Trophy winner, 7 NFL players signed to the NFL. But what happens after a losing season? How does that change the mind of a 5-star future NFL first rounder? With losing comes a lot of trickle down effects.
And that's what I said. I said, with losing comes a lot of trickle down effects, domino effects with the program. And I'm one of these Colorado Buffalo fans and analysis where I just keep it real. Like, it's the truth. Like, I was like, man, this season is gonna be a ripple effect, you know. And it was a lot of things that went on behind the scenes in the locker room that just wasn't fit. It wasn't a winning scenario. And then when you're thinking about it, for me, for Seaton, it was more so like, okay, of course, his agent wants to get the most money too. Like, his agent's they're gonna pay him. You know, the more money Jordan Seaton signs for, the more cheese he's gonna get. You feel me? So, yeah.
Domino effects. It can affect his draft stock. You know, people are saying he could do that anywhere, but it's not the truth. Schools' goal is to target winning programs and those starters first. If you don't have a successful year, it does affect your draft stock. And these are all decisions Jordan Seaton has to take into account after his freshman season, where he experienced a 9-4.
Boom. When you don't have a successful season, it affects your draft stock in many ways. Like, am I being developed? You know, that's a question, because before Jordan Seaton got there, the offensive line was trash at Colorado, bro. It was not it. So he changed that around. But then now, heading into 2026, he had to think about, you know, that's something he had to think about. That's just a fact. So, hold on real quick. Let me stop sharing that. Let me see here. Get back to the screen. What's good, though? No chemistry. It seemed like me on and off the field. It seemed like, yeah, I agree. You seen that too, A1 Sports Tube? Yeah, it seemed like no chemistry on and off the field, bro. I believe Colorado whole team will be better in 2026. Me too. I think especially with the additions of Jordan with Brennan Marion and everything, they'll be better for sure. It can't get any worse. I mean, it can, but everybody's gone off the roster. So that was the next screen I was going to show you guys. Is like, look at this last year's roster. So let's see. Yeah, let's look at this because this was. So you guys can see that. Let me see. Boom. All right. So last year's roster, we ran a 3-wide set, right? 1 tight end, 1 running back. So that's instantly going to change this year. With Coach Merriam, we're running a 2-back set off the rip, sometimes 3-back. I mean, we're running a 2-back set and with a jet motion for sure in this go-go offense. Omari Miller hit the portal. Sincere Brown, we lost him to, graduation. Feel bad for Sincere Brown, bro. I feel like he could have did a lot more. He never made a fuss. He didn't make a gripe. He stayed so solid, bro. And you rarely see that with wide receivers, bro. Wide receivers, if they ain't getting the ball, it gets spooky. Joseph Williams did his thing. He could have had better stats last season if he didn't get hurt. But you see, Joseph Williams is in the slot. So Brennan Marion came in right now. It's like Joseph Williams slot. You can X that out right now. Danny Scudero, Cam Perry, Ernest Campbell, Quentin Gibson, slot, and Caleb Mathis, slot. He looked like Joseph Williams in the slot. Yeah, Joseph Williams did his dance in the slot, but I need Joseph Williams on the outside. I need him making jump balls. So left tackle Jordan Seaton's gone. Yaya, he's still on the roster. Zarian McGill. Right guard, Zylan Kriller, Andrew Roy Jr.'s, Atkins, Julian Lewis, Michael Welsh. So, quarterback, Julian Lewis still on the roster. Caden Salter, we lost him to, graduation. Ryan Staub, I hear he's trying to get to Ohio State or something crazy. Good luck. Terrell Timmons is gone. Isaiah Hodge hit the portal. Caleb Mathis is still around. Hakeem Williams is still around. Kareem Harden. So the trenches, bruh, I think like last season, I don't think the trenches is really a problem. You know what I'm saying? A lot of high production players coming in. Facts, A1 Sports Tube. Yeah, Sincere was supposed to go crazy last year. Yeah, they just didn't have the right scheme for him, bruh. Like they were running him on routes that just made no sense. I feel that type of season like that when you come over from an FCS level and you're looking for your big breakout season like LeJontay and what Jimmy was able to do. That's tough, bro. But salute to him, bro. You didn't hear nothing coming from him. Let's look at the defense because that's where it got spooky for us last season for sure. Let's look at defense. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being in here too. So boom. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this right now. Let's get into it. So whoever was in charge of who the starters was last season, what was you thinking? And this is no disrespect to the players, but that depth chart you see right there was not the depth chart in the beginning of the year. Sean Myers and Jeremiah Brown was on the bench. Reginald Hughes and Martavius French were starting. Facts. And then that got rotated around. That was crazy. Jaheim Otis, if you were around, you've seen the story with Jaheim Otis. But cornerback, Ivan Yates ended up being the starting cornerback at the end of the year. Ivan Yates and DJ McKinney, but DJ McKinney shut it down. It was more so Tion Parks, Johnson. Even Ben Finiseth was starting at safety over Slaughter. Come on, bruh. Like, y'all feel me there. Like, what was going on? Like, Ben Finiseth, I mean, I get it. That's one of Coach Prime's people. He probably knew Livingston's scheme a little better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, worst recruitment of players last year. Yeah, it was tough, bro. Like, we didn't get no nose tackle who commanded a double team. Chidozie. If you put this roster next to last year's roster on defense, it's a no brainer, bro. Like Cameron Simeon, Craig, throw him in there. Him and Taufik Bayard. I'll let him and Taufik Bayard. Shiloh at free safety. Come on now. Did anybody see one of them hits that Shiloh delivers last season? Like one of them booms, like that changes the course of the game. I didn't see it. I didn't see one of them. Like, I'm here to set the tone, like one of them Shiloh Sanders hits a free safety. That's all changing this season with the safeties we got this year. So I'm happy that we got some enforcers on the defensive back end now. Not saying Taufik Bayard wasn't, but he was that. But Carter Stottmeyer, we expected more out of him because he's been given a lot of opportunities at Colorado. Like stemming from 2023 as a true freshman, he was starting at cornerback, and then he moved to free safety. Preston Hodge, probably the one player on Colorado, him and Xavier Hill will probably get a camp invite and sign as undrafted free agents. Jeremiah Brown will probably get a camp invite. Sean Myers, he had an extra year of eligibility. He just signed somewhere. Arden Walker, my bad. But think about the Colorado Pro Day this year too, bro. That's why I put this on the screen. Like, think about the Colorado Pro Day this year. It's not going to be nothing like 2024, bro. You remember 2024? It was like a sold out event. It was like on cable. It was on live television. Like, this year, with the way the season ended, players coming back, I'm pretty sure, Coach Prime's going to do the best that he can to get those kids looks. But does anybody know if anybody's invited to any Shrine Bowls, any Senior Bowls, any senior games? Last year, we had at least 8 or 9 players that went to a Senior Bowl, Shrine Bowl. Is Caden, Caden Salter has the arm talent, bro, to be a scout team quarterback in the NFL. Given the right opportunity, for sure, Canadian football overseas. Sincere Brown, his measurements are going to be crazy. Worst recruitment players of last year for sure. Really didn't tackle well to make big. His honesty, one of the worst. It was crazy. Yeah, no, we were what, second to last? We were like second to last in college football on stopping the run, especially in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, I think the yards per run were like 5 or 6 yards. It really looked like the defense shut down. Preston Hodge, the Hula Bull is the only one I know. Yeah, there we go, Preston. Yeah. Like, Preston was one of them ones. He seemed like at sometimes Preston knew the scheme. If Preston knew the scheme, he was a great. I mean, where Preston needs to improve at is like you can get him on like longer routes. If you see like anything between like the yard of scrimmage and 15 yards, Preston Hodge is a great lockdown coverage corner. But if you get him on faster receivers that are running, switch option routes or running seam routes, like that's where, he's going to have to work on. But if he can prove that at the Hula Bowl, I definitely see him getting a camp invite for sure. So yeah, bro, that was tough. I ain't gonna lie. What the hell is that? Let me see. Hold on real quick. Oh, yeah, that was a transfers. Give me a second. Let me answer some of these real quick. So, yeah, what do you guys think about Simeon Price leaving in the portal? And do you guys think we have a big-time running back that's going to be coming to Colorado to replace him? What you guys think about that? Let me get this next video together real quick. Let me see. Where are we going? Oh, yeah. I know where we're going. We're going here. No way. My bad. So, yeah, what's good? What's good? Let me see. Tap in the chat. Let me know something. Where you guys coming in from? How you guys feel about the transfer portal so far? Do you think we're going to get somebody by the end of tomorrow? Let me see here. All right, boom. We're going to go here. Yo, no way. Oh, my bad. Give me a second. Okay, cool. Share the screen here. We're going to talk about our safety real quick. Because Boo Carter, like that. Boo Carter, like that. I damn near got the same fit on in that fit, huh? In that video. That's crazy work. But yeah, Boo Carter, SEC. I feel like if Coach Prime can wrap his arms around him and get his head on straight, bro, that's an NFL. That's one of our NFL safeties. Stay at Colorado. If not next year, then the following year he will be in the NFL for sure. That's a fact. That's a fact. Boo Carter, he can also play on offense too. Atlanta, Price wasn't a big loss, but we do need to bring in another running back. Yeah, we do, because running back is one of the most, injured positions on the field. You're right. That's a good point. Atlanta, Georgia, and yeah, we need some more players. That's a fact. What you guys think about that safety right there, but from Vanderbilt though? I like him to start just off the SEC. Coming over from SEC, was a starter last season. Him and Boo Carter. Who you like in the nickel? Who you like at strong safety? Who you like at free safety? I'm definitely rolling with Fontaine to start at strong safety. I like the kid from New Mexico State at free safety. And then I like Boo Carter at the nickel or the strong safety. But I definitely think Boo Carter is going to play both ways because he might be one of our top five wide receiver too. He be sliding. And you know Coach Prime likes to play receivers at you know, he'll let players play both ways like Travis Hunter, for sure. What you guys think about Eaglin? Who you guys think gonna start at corner? Eaglin is like that, bro. You see that play he made against Oregon? He was sliding. Yes, sir. So I think the corners this year, I think the corners are way more confident, and they represent Coach Prime. Like Coach Prime University needs 2 shutdown corners, bro. We can run cover 0 and blitz the hell out of the other team and run stunts and twists all day. And Boo Carter, you know, his family's out there. You know, Coach Prime's going to be responsible for keeping them on the field, keeping them locked in. All right, baby Shiloh from Vandy, you feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Anybody got any questions in the chat, though? You guys want to talk about any news you guys heard about? How you guys feel about the defense? Like, how you guys feel about the defense and what's going on there? Like, talk to me. What you guys feel about the defense? Hey, 22 people in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here. If you're somebody in the comments that I responded to, let me know what we was talking about because I spent all night responding to comments last night. Some cool, some, you know, people was telling me I was crazy because Jordan Seaton was going to leave. You think A1 Sports Tube, you think Boo going to play both ways? I got to disagree. I just feel like the receiver room is too deep in my opinion. He might get some special teams. Yeah, I agree with you there too. I just feel like it's what Coach Prime, you know what he talks about. If you dominate on one side of the field, then yeah, he'll give you that great jersey, but you got to be dominant on one side like Travis was. Isaiah Harge got that great jersey last year too. But I think with Boo Carter, if anybody could do it, it would be him. He was sliding. What punt return? I think you guys see what they just put out about Quentin Gibson being a preseason All-American for punt return in the Big 12. DE7U. I like the defense, but I feel like they need a true free safety. Yeah, who do you guys like at free safety? The boy that guy from New Mexico State can cover the field. Hold on, let me get to his highlights real quick. Let's get there. Hold on. That's England. Yeah, right here. My boy from New Mexico State right here. Oh, tweaking. Hold on. Let me see. Brennan Marion. There it is. My boy from New Mexico State right here. This who I feel like is going to be starting at free safety. What is his name? I ain't going to lie. We need to go after these players from Texas. O-tackle Nick Brooks and running back Christian Clark. Yeah, that will go. Oh, yeah. I see we got a couple of commitments that still haven't signed. Like I said, we got till Friday to lock it in, but that's a fact. New Mexico said Nate Mitchell. Yeah, Nate Mitchell. Look at his highlights right here where Nate Mitchell comes downhill and he is a ball hog. He forces turnovers. Look at that. He made that play right there. Like Nate Mitchell literally stripped him. Those are plays we need. Got the end. What is Coach Prime like? Get to the crib, bro. When you get the ball, get to the crib. You see how he comes up and runs fit. So that's what I'm saying. We brought in the kid from Oklahoma today. Based on Mitchell's film, I like Mitchell, bro. Lock him in. Look how, hold on. I don't know if you peeped that. When you come off of your assignment to make a play, that's Travis Hunter right there. Look, that's his guy, comes off, makes a play. That's a real safety right there. That's controlling the boundaries of the field right there. Travis Hunter did that a lot, bro. Travis Hunter would be in zone coverage, covering one guy, come off his guy and make the play. Look at that run support, run feel. Yeah. Yeah, I like Mitchell, bro. Mitchell goes crazy. Good highlight. Let me see. Okay, yeah. He can play in the nickel. He can play the slot. He has good he reacts very well. Playmaker, not afraid to put his body on the line. Shiloh, who said that earlier? Shiloh waiting for Blake Purchase. Come on, new breed. We need him. Come on. Yes, sir. Hold on. Say no more. Say no more. We need him. Yes, sir. Run stopper. So you pair him. So we got Mitchell, we got Boo Carter, we got Fontaine, and then we got yeah, that's what I'm rolling with. Those are my 4 right there. I got lost for a second, but that's who we got right there. Boy, that boy coming up, run fitting right there. I like it. Where was that last season, bro? I mean, Tawfiq Byard, yeah. Slaughter was probably one of our best cover defensive backs, but we got it. We got it in 2026, bro. I like the way Mitchell run supports, bro. Like Mitchell really run supports, like crash out, baby, crash out. I like it. Boo Carter's for sure a crash out. And this is the quarterback this is the corner we got from Appalachian State right here. This is the corner we got from Appalachian State. I didn't see too much film on him. Right now, I definitely like Eaglin to start. And then I think the second corner is his to get, honestly. Who is Blake Purchase? Yeah, fill us in, bro. Who is Blake Purchase? Who is Blake Purchase? Let us know something. Boom. Hold on. Video over. Let's go to the wide receivers real quick, bro. But yeah, what you guys think about our wide receiver room? You think that we're done? You think we need another receiver? Or you think, hey, Brendan Marion, we get it. Like, you're a wide receiver guy. We don't need any more. What you guys think? $19 people in here. I appreciate it. Hey, what other channels you guys watch too? What other channels do you guys watch on YouTube? Let me see. What? I got to get some highlights that's going crazy for y'all. Give me a second. I got to get something that's going bananas. There it is. What? I know exactly where I'm going. Cam Perry. Say no more. This, bruh, Cam Perry gets busy. Hold on. Give me a second. Get this going on. Boom. There it is. Belt. Oh, my bad. Looking at all my shit. There we go. Belt. Cam Perry is like that. I'm a Quentin Gibson fan, but bruh, he got his hands full with competition with Cam Perry. Drop something in the chat. Let me know something. I'm trying to get my channel jumping, bro. Come on with it, A1 Sports. Anything you need, tap in with me, bro. Hit me on my email. It's in my bio. Anything you need, bro, I'll help you out, bro. We can all do this together, bro. If you're a Colorado Buffalo fan, my best advice is just do it. Like, you're gonna feel like you can't do it at first. It took me about a year, but just stay consistent and you can do it, bro. If you need anything, just shoot me an email, bro. I got you. It's good. Rodney Freeman 6201, Russ, David, and Dukes, and of course you. Come on now. Oh, David talks buffs. Okay, Dukes the scoop. Okay. Yeah, I mess with of course, Well Off Media, bro. Pregame Network, Big Dog Chico. Of course, DMVR buffed and Prime for sure, even though him and Coach Prime ain't seeing eye to eye right now. I wish we had T Cal on staff, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We would be turned. I ain't gonna lie. But I think them two, I think it's a wrap. I think any possibility of that happening was over with. It's a wrap now. But yeah, bro, back to Cam Perry. He is getting busy. I know y'all seeing these highlights, bro. So this is what I'm saying. I got a lot of Quentin Gibson fans, and I'm a Quentin Gibson fan too, but they are very similar. Am I wrong? They play just alike. Nick Pillow, yeah, bro. Hey, Nick Pillow see me when I was struggling. My mic wasn't working. I was down bad, bro. I appreciate you, Nick Pillow, bro. They are the same page, yeah, for sure. And that's like Jimmy Horn Jr. and LeJontay, but I give big shout out to Jimmy because when LeJontay came in, he was solid, bro. He was basically like, yeah, the best player's gonna play. But Omarion Miller and Will Shepherd, I feel like it could have been interchangeable there. Like it could have been Omarion Miller or Will Shepherd, but Omarion Miller still stayed solid. And when he got in the game, he made plays. But Cam Perry, 22 yards per catch, I need it. Quentin Gibson, I don't know. You guys seen Quentin Gibson last year? It just seemed like this is how I grade you probably heard me say this before already, but all these guys were ex wide receivers in high schools, like 2,000. I think Quentin Gibson went for 2,000 yards. So, Coach, when you throw him in the Big 12, can you play outside, inside? Are you somebody we have to double team? And that's what I want to see for Quentin Gibson in this year. I want to see him be able to live up to that production he had in Texas. I want him to be able to, we can put him anywhere on the field and he can go get us 1,000 yards. But Cam Perry, like that. Hold on. That boy, and he bringing that swag back too that I think that we were missing. I mean, Omarion was doing his dance last season. Joseph wins, but after that, compared to Colorado being the wide receiver university, bro, we got to get back there. They are on the same page. New breed, 42 receptions for 966 yards and six touchdowns. He was hooping, bro. He was hooping. How do you think Coach Marion pick up these players? They are using the BIPS list and bro. Yeah. He followed him. He tapped in. Smart man. Yeah, great football minds think alike, bro. So yeah, absolutely. T-Cal need to be on somebody's staff and quit playing, bro. For real. T-Cal and Prime are good. That's good to hear, bro. That's good to hear for sure. Because, boy, oh boy, if we got him on staff, even if they got him in the room together, bro, we would be so much better. It's about winning. We need everybody this season. T-Cal was out. Rodney Freeman, 6201. T-Cal was offered a job by Prime, but he didn't want to move to Colorado. Plus, T-Cal said some negative stuff about Prime's son. Oh yeah. No, I was watching Buffed Prime, but what negative stuff did he say? I mean, you talking about when him and Bucky got into it on Twitter about Shedeur running Jackson State offense? He was running the Jackson State offense, bro. Pat Sherman was doing everything that Shedeur wanted. Like we got to keep it real on this channel, bro. That wasn't Pat Shermer's offense. It wasn't. You watch Pat Shermer in the NFL, that wasn't his offense, and it's okay to say that. It'd be like, I don't know, y'all be seeing it. It'd be Buffalo fans that'd be like, if you say anything that's counter to Coach Prime or anybody, they come for you. It's crazy. I'd be like, bruh, like, and I salute T-Cal because he'd be like, bro, that's not it. That's not what it was. So if that's what you're referring to, yeah. Cam Perry ain't have one job last year. A1 Sports hooping. T-Cal said they weren't paying him enough. Yeah. He wanted to do remote, right? He wanted to do remote, but Cam Perry can play outside or he can play in the slot. Who you guys got? Quentin Gibson or Cam Perry or Scooterrow? Let me know right now. Who's the starter? If you got to roll with one, Scooterrow, Cam Perry, or Quentin Gibson? Who's getting the start? Let me get some hundreds in the chat because I really appreciate y'all being here, bro. Because my first streams were so struggle. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, hold on. Let me pause this. That's tough. Actually, that's enough for Cam Perry real quick. T-Cal said they weren't paying him enough. Yeah, that's the truth. You ain't lying there. What you guys got going on, though? What you guys feel about Colorado in 2026? Do you guys think we have enough right now to get there? If you guys didn't see, like earlier today, I went over the top 10 transfer portal schools, and Texas Tech and Houston are ahead of us, and they signed a lot more 4 stars. Because they got that different type of money, and BYU as well. So let's go over these running backs real quick. Oh no, that's my Isaiah Harsh. He out. Okay. Boom. All right, bam. Do. Yeah, bro. If you guys would have been here for my first streams, it was struggle. Phone was dropping. You couldn't hear nothing. It was crazy work. Boom. Scooterrow and Cam rotating for sure. Yeah, that's a fact. They both have proven production. I feel like Gibson was able to actually like get some Big 12. You know, he got some playing time there, but Scooterrow and Cam Perry, Brendan Marion understands. They understand zone. They understand coverage, and I think it's going to be a good, healthy competition. Definitely have the players just got to put it all together during spring and fall camp. Yeah, that's the truth. And we got to have, like, different from last year is we got to have actual team camaraderie this year. Like, Prime was gone last season, you know, it didn't feel like a team. I know you guys probably feel the same. It didn't feel like a team, bro. It felt like a bunch of different people who were there for, like, to be at Colorado, but then you don't understand how big them Colorado lights get. Big shout out to Shedeur and Travis, bro, because they were playing for something other than the school. It was like their dad. how would you play for your pops? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was the difference in the 2024 team and the 2025 team. I don't know how much of them had that relationship with Prime like that. It was more like, what could you do for me rather than like what you was going to do for him, because he was sick. He was down. He didn't have that Shador who just wasn't going, because you got pops messed up, bro. Like, yeah, Travis the same way, you know, and Jackson State players, you had let me see, Cameron, Stillman, Craig. You just had players who were just, you know, that was going to go ham for Prime. I feel like last season we just didn't have that. But with these running backs, though, Simeon Price is gone. So now it's Michael Welch, Damian Henderson, Smith, and then let me see who else we got. I just caught a blank real quick. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're probably going to get a bigger, more high-profile running back before the end of the season, though, as well. Do you expect the Colorado sign a running back that used to play with Juju? I'm not sure if they signed a quarterback that used to play with Juju. New certified TTTV facts. Appreciate you, Brody. Nick Pillow, do you expect Juju to run within the scheme of this offense? Yeah, I think Julian will be selective when he runs like he did last season. But last year, the quarterback from Sacramento State ran for almost 400 yards. But I think Julian Lewis is more of a pocket quarterback who can scramble. And last year, he got a couple first downs. So, yeah, I definitely see him. I think they're going to tweak the offense for Julian Lewis for sure, especially with all these wide receivers coming in. I think Brendan Marion has control of the offense, but he's also running it to Julian Lewis's strengths. A1 Sports Tube, Colorado, God willing, will be this year's Indiana next year. No 5 stars on the roster. Absolutely. That's what I'm hoping for next season, especially after the season we just had. You know, Simeon Price, you know, averaging 6.8 yards per carry. I would have rathered him be back this season, but, you know, I don't know why he hit the portal, but he probably had to do what he had to do. DeKalon Taylor. Oh, Trackhawk was our offense last year, but I mean, against Georgia Tech to start the year, DeKalon Trackhawk was the focal point of our team. Omarion Miller wasn't even getting targets like that. He had, within 3 games, he probably had 7 targets, bro. He didn't come around until last season. If you guys remember, DeKalon, before Trackhawk went down with his knee injury, DeKalon Trackhawk had 10 catches for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's who Caden Salter was going to. That was his security blanket right there last season. So Marion will adjust the offense for Juju. Definitely too many receivers not to. Yeah, because I think Brendan Marion can tweak the offense to suit what Coach Prime wants to. I don't think he has what he wants. He has full control, but I think it's still within the confines of what Coach Prime wants to do. But they got to be able to run the ball in 2026 and control the clock like the BYU teams and the other teams did against us. Like we got to be able to command the lead and keep the ball. Too many times with the offensive coordinator last season, we would have the lead, but they would come out, pass the ball 3 times, and then the defense is right back on the field. They never got a chance to even hit the tablets and see, hey, what are we seeing right here? What's going on? It was just like right back on the field. So I think they're going to do a better job. 6'2", 215 pounds right now. Damian Henderson runs hard, bro. Pause. Rice left. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, Simeon Price left. Yep. D3 was good, Brody. Was good. Yeah. Simeon Price hit the portal today, bro. That tells me that we have somebody before Friday. We should have a big recruit that's coming in to see you. The Nick Pillow that drained your defense not being able to run. Yeah. And that's, you seen Seton was going in those press conferences saying we're going to run the ball, we're going to establish our will, and that's what we're going to do. And I feel like that was we kept saying we're going to commit to the run so many times. Hold on real quick, my bad. Yeah, we kept saying we're going to commit to the run, and then we have to be able to do that in the Big 12. We got to be able to move the defensive linemen that way to start the drive. So one thing about Henderson is he understands the offense, what Brendan Marion is doing, so he understands the scheme and the offense or whatever. So that would be cool too. I'm going to pause these highlights for a minute, get back in the chat. Damian Henderson, any chance Seton returns? That is the thing about the portal, is that they're going to have to match that ticket, and he has an agent now. So what agents do is they literally say, hey, we're getting 3.5, 2.5 here to see if Colorado is going to match the price. So that is the business of the transfer portal now. That's that the agent, the more the agent gets Seton to sign for, the more money he gets. So That's a fact. Damian Henderson could be a diamond in the rough. That's a fact. Michael Welch is just the guy he's not going anywhere. I think, like I said in my video, I think Michael Welch is going to be the guy who stays 4 years at Colorado. Like, stays 4 years. And those are the type of players Coach Prime likes. No, they don't make a big splash in the media. They're just there. They do their job. He's quiet. He rewards those type of players too. Like, if you see like a lot of those guys are the guys who get the opportunities, the guys who work hard. Coach Prime does. That's how Isaiah Hards got on the field last season, just by, outworking. Welch has stayed through it all. Yeah, he has. This is third season. One of like we would say OG buffs now. Ben Finneseth is the OG of all OG buffs. Him and Caleb Mathis. But Ben Finneseth has been there literally before Coach Prime got to Colorado. A1 Sports, Seaton's run blocking wasn't elite last year, though. Yeah, that's something to think about too, especially with the go-go offense. It just, Seaton had to think about everything. Like, and his agents telling him too, like, does the scheme help you? Does the offensive line coach help you? Are we going to make the playoffs? Are we going to win? Like, when I say things like that, it's just like, it seems like people think I'm hating, but I'm not hating, bro. Like, we weren't inside that locker room, so we don't, but you seen how Seaton was looking last season, bro. He was off it, bro. Like, the losing, like I said, we look crazy like when we were getting belt the way we did. So that was tough. D3, I could be wrong, but I think I remember Damian Henderson against us in 2024 when we played him, and I think he kind of popped against us again. Yeah, Colorado State. Yep. And that's crazy because that Colorado State game, bro, what? That's why I'm so happy, brother, next year that we were actually able to get a win, because what they did to Travis was tough, bro. A1 Sports, Ben Finneseth need to be the equipment manager. Yeah, bro. If you look at his body type, Ben has, like, he's a safety. He just, his angles that he took last year, like, his angles weren't the best angles or whatever. So what do you guys think? How you guys think we did in the transfer portal, though? Do you think that we need to add anything else to the portal? Or you think we're good as is? Our D line, we went majority FCS players. So our D line, if we don't want to be the laughing stock of the media like we were last season, our D line has to come through in 2026. Yay, flash in 2024 in the CSU or CU game. That's tough. Okay. All right. Nick Pillow, Portal was a present surprise. Portal, we did good. Yes, absolutely. Portal was a surprise. We did good. Need a few more dogs. You can always have more depth. That's a fact. That is a fact. And like on my channel, one thing I'm not going to do is just not talk about how other teams are getting better too. Like, we're a 3-8, 1-9 conference team who are rebuilding, but the powerhouse teams have a bigger budget, more money, and are getting better players. We're covering these players and they're FCS players, and they some dogs, they're ballers, but the other teams are the same way we talk about other teams have players leaving in the portal. They got the Boo Carters coming in. They got the DeAndre Moores coming in as well. So we're all just following the portal closer this year. So we're not the end of the 2026 and we're 3-9 and 1-8. And we're just like, hold on, what happened? Now we can look back and say, this is who you guys picked. This is who you guys said. Brendan Marion, Coach Prime, you said you're overseeing it. You're in the room. Cool. Last year you weren't. Last year you weren't. This year you are. Linebacker room is elite. Bobby Boucher, Gideon, ESPN Lamprey, bro. I call him Bobby Boucher, the water boy. Rodney Freeman, running back, cornerback, D-line, and O-line. Absolutely. Yes, sir. D3, just one more big body in the middle on D-line would be good. Facts, bro. That's a fact. Really good. Other than that, on defense, more backups would be good. Yeah, defensive line, linebacker, and shout out to Jeremiah Brown, because Jeremiah Brown should have started all last season, and Sean Myers. Martavius French and Hughes. Hughes looked great in practice. Martavius French had the accolades coming over from an FCS school. And against Georgia Tech, he had plenty of turnovers as well. But we just got to have, you can attest to this, we just got to have the right, our position coaches have to put the right players on the field. We can't afford to be putting players on the field and saying, Coach Prime goes in his position coaches and say, hey, who do you trust to put on the field? And then they go out there and get built. Like, we can't afford that this year. We got to trust our position coaches too, because we had a lot of players that were on the sideline that should have been on the field last season. True, but look at Indiana. The big schools always don't gel talent good together. Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. You're right. Pass rush has to get home this year. Yeah, where's Shadozi? You guys see what Shadozi came to practice and said, man, come on. Yeah, and I feel like we had our D lineman we got to get more. They got to get nasty, bro. We probably need some more D linemen who are playing for something. D linemen, all D linemen that I know got something wrong with them. All linebackers I know, they ain't all there in the head, bro. We need a middle linebacker who's off. We need a D lineman who's off, like Warren Sapp. We need those type of D linemen. We need D linemen who don't even, they don't even look good in the game. Their jerseys don't fit. Their jerseys look bad. But okay, we coming up on an hour now though. So I'll be back live tomorrow. I'm about to do some editing and get ready tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys. Any ideas or anything, just let me know in the chat for tomorrow, but I'll be back on live tomorrow. Anybody got anything else for 2026? I know Jordan Seaton, after this live, I'm just going to put it behind me. I was sick when he left, but I wasn't surprised. But the block bully helped us get that bye from A&T Coast. Facts. And you guys know a lot of stuff that I don't know too. So yeah, tap in with me. Let me know, bro. Yes, Sirski. New breed 199. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Say no more. All right, Brody. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys coming to the live, bro. I've gotten way better. Everybody who's been in the first lives, you seen how struggle my first lives were. So I appreciate it. All right, y'all. I'll be back online tomorrow. Appreciate it. Gone. Say no more.